So now, our next talk is going to be with Cyrille Briere, and I believe he is going to be talking about could we have avoided liquidations last August? And I guess my recommendation would just be hold spot. But I think you have a more complex point of view. So please give a big round of applause for Cyrille.
Hi everyone. So yeah, I'm Cyrille. I'm contributor for F of X protocol. Today I'm going to try to answer that question. Could we have avoided the billion liquidated last August? First, I'd like to ask you all a question. Has any one of you ever been exposed to a stablecoin DPEG? Let's say the USDC DPEG. Yeah? Oh yeah, I can see some hands. And another one, have you ever been liquidated, whether it's on the perp or money market? Oh yeah, and have you, after being liquidated, have you seen the market start without you? Yeah, I know how that feels. And now let's take a look at, well, yeah, you are not alone. That's what I wanted to say. On the single day of the 5th of September, almost $1 billion got liquidated on the Ethereum network only. So that means on market such as Aave, for instance. And could you guess how much got liquidated on F of X protocol over the past year? Well, the answer is 0. So that means if all those billions were using F of X protocol, they wouldn't have lost such amount of money, and they would stay on the market right now. So let me introduce you quickly to the FX invariant. So F of X protocol is a DeFi protocol that builds two kinds of assets. The first kind is a stablecoin, which is pegged to the dollar. So it has zero volatility, basically. And the second kind is a leverage token that will give you up to 4.3x leverage without facing individual liquidation. So the system is very simple. It's backed by Lido-staked ETH, so it's a yield-bearing asset, and we split it into a zero volatility asset, a stable, and a high volatility asset that will capture the volatility which isn't given to the stable part. The high volatility is so leverage token without liquidation, and it doesn't have yield from the underlying, while the stablecoin is able to harness the yield of the underlying. So on one hand, you get a leverage farming position without market exposure. On the other hand, you get over market exposure without the farming. So that's basically F of X protocol. If you want to dive a little more into the invariant and how it works, there's a video I made in ETH Briere. I give numbered examples so you can understand how the leverage exactly works and how we handle security and safety. So I know that when we talk about decentralized stablecoin, people always have the question of scalability and peg. And we actually started designing F of X when USDC depegged, and we figured there was no real alternative which is decentralized enough. And on that chart, you will see the red line is the FX USD peg over the last 6 months. And as you can see, it's a perfect dollar. Why is that? It's because F of X protocol is the primary liquidity for FX USD. So that means you can come at size with Lido-staked ETH. Let's say you come with 10 million worth of Lido-staked ETH. The protocol will give you 10 million FX USD at Oracle price. So you won't face any price impact. That means even if there's secondary liquidity somewhere, you can always arb it using F of X protocol directly. And so now you may wonder why all these billions weren't already on F of X protocol. Well, it's been the TVL has been growing steadily already. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward, and we recently reached a little above $50 million. But it's a community-owned protocol. It's a DAO, and so we ambish pretty sustainable growth and organic growth. And we actually expect this TVL to grow way higher, because I'm very proud today to unveil F of X protocol version 2.0. As you may have understood on F of X v1, the leverage level of the leverage token will be variable depending on the demand on the leverage side and the stable side. We always have to have enough leverage demand to absorb the volatility which isn't distributed to the stable part, right? So on that model, the leverage level will fluctuate between 1x to 4.3x. There's no liquidation, but having variable leverage isn't convenient, even if it kind of settled around 2x. I'm now very happy and very proud to announce we're about to launch V2 in a couple of weeks. And in V2, we managed to fix the leverage part up and give up to 10x leverage. So there's going to be different options from 2x to 10x, basically. While staying 100% on-chain and transparent, decentralized, there will still be no liquidation risk on the leverage part, and there's going to be the lowest funding cost ever. You can expect something like 10 times lower, cheaper than a perp market, for instance. And all that will contribute to the value of one stablecoin being FXUSD. So from the stablecoin perspective, on V1, the stablecoin harness the LST yield. We are able to deliver a sustainable yield to the stable part, which is based off LST yield for 7% approximately, and we distribute our emissions on top of that, reaching a pretty attractive APR. But with V2, we ambitious to distribute even more sustainable real yield based in Lido stake ETH by distributing the funding fee charged to the leverage part, the minting fees and redeeming fees that we will charge to the leverage tokens, and also by harnessing USDC ETH arbitrage. So that's coming in a couple of weeks. You can expect the white paper to come out very, very soon. So we like to call it a protocol for everyone because most people always worry about when it comes to decentralized stablecoin. And as you may have understood, we don't have any problem of liquidity. We don't rely on secondary liquidity because you can mint your stables at Oracle price, again, Lido stake ETH. So while staying 100% off-chain, on-chain, we bring obviously transparency. You don't have to trust any entity. It's predictable because the protocol acts just as the code dictates it. It's monitorable and automable. That means you can use asset managers tools such as, I don't remember, Hexagate and Block Native, or to automate your strategies and monitor what's going on chain. And there's, yeah, as I said, no trust assumption. You don't have to trust any company to behave the way it's supposed to behave. You just have to trust the code. And regarding to the code, we already have 20 audits made on f(x) protocol only, and every single line of code has been audited before getting into production. I know it sounds obvious, but it's unfortunately not the case for many DeFi protocols. So, and finally, the fixed leverage will enable more complex strategies, such as hedging, for instance, or delta neutral farming. Instead of holding spot, you can hold a very cheap fixed leverage without liquidation risk and stuff like that. So that's all I wanted to say today about f(x) protocol. As you all may know, to make money on the market, it's not all about winning all the time, but it's about making a lot when you win and not losing much when you're wrong. As we cannot make sure you're always right, obviously, we can make sure you don't lose much when you're wrong. And that's basically what FX 2.0 is bringing to the market. Thank you very much. Feel free to find our links using this QR code, and I'm happy to answer any question you may have in the room right after. Thank you.
Yeah, big congratulations for launching V2 of f(x). So let's give them another round of applause for V2.